We all thought Twilight was over when Breaking Dawn Part 2 came out in 2012. Yet it still lives on through BDSM and tampon pulling. Love it. 50 Shades of Grey is an erotic novel published in 2011 and written by E.L. James. It was first written as a Twilight fan fiction, so naturally names and a few other plot points have been changed. Now, just a second ago, I alluded to this novel being about BDSM, and while on surface level it does deal with concepts the BDSM community has, 50 Shades of Grey lacks the safety, respect for consent, and general sense of responsibility that practitioners of BDSM instill in real life. 50 Shades of Grey glorifies and romanticizes an abusive relationship between the two protagonists. It makes me very upset that impressionable young adults will be seeing this film or reading this book and try to instill the book's values into their own personal life. But we'll get to why I'm boycotting the movie later. For now, let's focus on the main problems I have with this book. Yes, I read it for this video. No, I didn't buy it. Problem number 1. Christian Grey. Our knight in shining armor himself. His backstory as of book 1 is that he was raised by an abusive crack whore and was a victim of statutory rape for years. I think this is a very problematic backstory. While statistically a lot of people are abused, the fact that his past abuse is used as a reasoning for his interest in BDSM and as an excuse for his own abusive behavior sends the wrong message. BDSM isn't an uncontrollable urge to beat the shit out of someone. It's supposed to be a safe, consensual practice. BDSM seems to control Christian Grey's entire life and personality, yet for majority of the people in the BDSM community, that's simply not the case. Point being, even if Christian Grey's BDSM wasn't abusive, it is. The author is still trying to insinuate that his likening of BDSM came from an abusive childhood. Problem number 2. Anastasia Steele. Anna is a pretty sympathetic character in that she's confusing logic with emotions in terms of how she's going to deal with the love interest, but that's where my sympathy ends. Anna is written as this insecure, naive woman who needs Christian Grey to teach her about the finer things in life, which basically means she's a self-insert for the reader. Look, Mary Sues aren't always explicitly harmful, but when you're supposed to be putting yourself in the shoes of a woman in love with a very disturbed man, she's also an exaggeration of innocence and the whore Madonna complex. After having sex with Christian Grey, she frequently sex shames herself, calling herself a hoe and saying how disappointed her parents would be. Also, never having been drunk until 21. Well, yes, that's the legal age, but this only happened so that her first time being excruciatingly drunk, a friend can sexually assault her, and then a very angry Christian Grey can step in and save the day. Being a virgin at 21. Not uncommon and nothing to be ashamed about, but this is more so used as a writer's tool so that Christian Grey can be possessive over Anna. And also so Grey can take advantage of her innocence by introducing her to kinks in a less consensual way. Even if you had your first drink at 15 and have sexual experience, 50 Shades of Grey can still take advantage of your lack of knowledge within the BDSM community by introducing you to this taboo through an opinion that you're supposed to trust just on the basis of them being experienced in it. Problem number 3, the sex in BDSM. Yeah, okay, the sex in this novel. Where do I begin? Okay, I'm Miss Vanilla in most aspects of my life, be it movies, books, and yes, ice cream. But unlike the author of this novel, I've researched BDSM through countless internet searches and by reading first-hand accounts of what it's actually like to practice BDSM. Google. It's your friend. BDSM, as I mentioned before, is probably not comprising 100% of your daily life if you're engaged in it. When people say they practice BDSM, that's because as a kink, it requires a lot of preparation, personal engagement, and aftercare. You have to establish safe words and boundaries beforehand. Keep a lookout for your partner during the acts. And make sure to discuss how the activities went when they're over and when you're out of the bedroom. 50 Shades does feature some safe words and boundaries, but that's about it. Christian Grey straight up spanks and binds Anna several times without asking her. There's no aftercare outside of some lotion rubbing, as Christian never even slept in the same room as his 15 partners before Anna. There is no talk of what toys or instruments Christian will be using before they step foot into his red room. He explains as he goes, which big no-no. Problem number 4, the relationship. So, outside of the sex, is the relationship unhealthy? You know the answer already. Christian Grey is extremely possessive, using the classic "you're mine" about once every 20 pages. When asked why he buy things for Anna despite her telling him not to several times, he uses the ever so charming "because I can." Anna refers to him as a monster and a control freak several times. This is the guy we're supposed to be enchanted by. In his contract for Anna, Christian expects her to exercise 4 times a week, eat from a list of pre-approved meals, always be waxed and or shaved, see a beautician when he wants her to, only wear clothes that he gives permission for her to wear, and no masturbation. What a dreamboat. Okay, so you hardcore 50 Shades of Grey fans are gonna come at me saying, well, he makes some concessions to the list. So I'll let you in on a little secret. A partner should never be telling you what to wear, what to eat, and what to do with your body. If they're doing that, that is emotional abuse. The more you know. Christian Grey stalks her to the point of following her while she's on vacation without telling her beforehand. Buys her a phone and laptop just so he can be in contact with her whenever he wants, because he gets extremely angry and possessive when she doesn't answer his texts or emails in time. He won't even let her drive her own fucking car. Anna says so herself several times that her relationship with Christian is unhealthy and emotionally damaging. So, again, why are we supposed to root for these two? It's pretty clear to me that 50 Shades, the film included, is not only an immense waste of time, but it's extremely damaging to abused women. Abused women who are often told that emotional abuse isn't real, whose friends believe they're charming partners over them. Anna and Christian is an abusive relationship. Even if you want to see this film to make fun of it, you're still giving money to people who think this is an acceptable relationship to put on screen. And let's be real, most of you aren't film critics seeing this movie to publish a criticism encouraging people not to see the movie or debasing the merits of it. No matter how many book to film changes were made, I still guarantee there are plenty of problematic, red flag worthy things in this film. Either way, the money is still going to people who support the source material. There's so many things you can do instead of spending $15 on a 50 Shades of Grey movie ticket. Like, donate that money to an abused women's shelter, buy a new shirt, buy a round of coffee for your friends, rent 3 movies that promote positive, healthy relationships. Save $15. Either way, you'll probably feel like less of a gross person. What better way to finish things off than to go over some of my favorite lines from this dump? His erection springs free. Holy cow! I want you to become well acquainted, on first name terms if you will, with my favorite and most cherished part of my body. I'm very attached to this. He's talking about his penis. He's my very own Christian Grey flavored popsicle. Still talking about his penis. The last situation he had was my virginity. Creepy, because I'm 50 shades of fucked up, Anastasia. Aren't we all? Baby oil. From makeup remover to soothing balm for a spanked ass, who would have thought it was such a versatile liquid? And the crowning jewel of them all, he reaches between my legs and pulls on the blue string, and gently takes my tampon out and tosses it into the nearby toilet. No comment.